It's your day in tech history, and it's brought to you by our friends over at Carbonite, where you can get a 15-day free trial by going over to geekazine.com/carbon-free. Jeffrey Powers here. I welcome you to the Day in Tech History, a full rundown of technology history 7 days a week. Subscribe to the show via iTunes, Stitcher, or download right from dayintechhistory.com. Now let's find out what happened on this day, your day in tech history. January 4th, 1610 through January 4th through the 15th, Galileo Galilei used his newly developed telescope to make a series of observations where subjects would include the craters and mountains of the moon, 4 of Jupiter's moons, the phases of the planet Venus, and sunspots for the first time. Jump up to 1904, Thomas Alva Edison films the electrocution of the elephant Topsy. The elephant was being destroyed by her owners after killing 3 men. The event was held as a public spectacle for a paying audience of 1,500 people in Cony Island. And Edison electrocuted many animals to show the dangers of Nikolai Tesla's alternating current electricity to Edison's direct current. 1950, RCA Victor announced that it would manufacture long play records, or LP records. 1958, Sputnik 1, the first world satellite, re-enters the atmosphere and disintegrates after about 92 days in orbit. 1959, Luna 1, the first artificial satellite to leave Earth orbit, becomes the first spacecraft to reach the vicinity of the Moon after passing within 6,000 kilometers of the surface. 1962, the first automatic unnamed subway train runs in New York City. 1968, the IBM Data Processing Division introduces the IBM System 360 Model 25, which is a flexible system similar to the 1400 series, which featured a multi-processing system capable of linking 2 System 360 Model 65 computers together. 1972, Hewlett-Packard introduces the HP 35, which is the first handheld scientific calculator. The device takes its name from the 35 buttons, and its release marks the beginning of the end of a widespread use of slide rules. 1980, Hewlett-Packard introduces the small HP 85 scientific desktop computer. It featured 16 kilobytes of RAM, a 32 kilobyte RAM, 32 character wide 5-inch diameter CRT display. It was codenamed Project Capricorn and cost $3,250. 1984, Franklin Computer agrees to pay $2.5 million in damages to Apple Computer for copyright infringement of the operating system used on Apple II computers, and to cease selling their cloned operating system by April 1st. 1995, at Macworld Conference and Expo, Motorola introduced the Marco wireless communicator based on the Apple Newton. It would be priced between $900 and $1,400 and have a wireless communications package for $50 to $130 per month. 1996, Bill Gates was quoted as saying, "An internet browser is a trivial piece of software." Gates goes on to say that there are 30 companies, at least, who have written very credible internet browser software. It was an article entitled "The World According to Gates" by Don Tennant in InfoWorld Electric magazine. Also in 1996, Intel announced the immediate availability of the 150 MHz and 166 MHz Pentium processors. Price would start at $547. Ted Hoff met with the press in a suite at the MGM Hotel in Las Vegas. There, just 3 hours before opening the Winter Consumer Electronics Show, Ted formally announced the launch of Atari Interactive, which was a new division created to develop, manufacture, and market video game systems other than Atari's own. 1998, The Dancing Baby, the 3D animation popularized by the internet, was featured on an episode of Ally McBeal. 1999, Intel introduced the new 366 MHz and 400 MHz Celeron processors, $123 and $158, respectively. Now this word from our friends over at Carbonite who want to help you pursue your passion. January is a month to reflect on what you did the previous year and also plan what you're going to do in the next. One thing you might want to put on that resolution list is to back up your data. And Carbonite is here to help with that. Founded in 2005, Carbonite backs up over 300 billion files to their secure servers, from photos of your newborn to important videos of the family and friends, not to mention those years of scanned documents you've been spending days digitizing. All of it gets stored in their secure cloud, so you're protected from fire, theft, and other acts, but also able to pull it down on your iPad to show those cute pictures to friends and family. Your data is secure and encrypted, and if you're a small business in the healthcare market, Carbonite can help since they are also HIPAA compliant. It's your life backed up for $59.95 a year, a small investment in important files. For more information, you got to check out geekazine.com/carbon-free. That's geekazine.com/carbon-free. Back up now, back up often, back up off-site with Carbonite. Now let's get back into your day in tech history. 2000, Intel released the 533 MHz Celeron processor with 66 MHz system bus for $167. 2001, Build 2410 of the Windows XP operating system is released to testers. Intel unveils the fastest microprocessor to date for low-cost personal computers at 1.3 gigahertz. It was a Pentium 4 that would cost $409. And Linus Torvalds released version 2.4 of the Linux kernel source code. The new features included better multiprocessor support for up to 4 processors, support for 36-bit memory addressing, and IEEE 1394 and USB support. 2002, the Business Software Alliance offers amnesty to businesses using unauthorized copies of software. Any business that would come forward would be required to pay the necessary licensing fees without additional penalties. Basically, they'd save themselves about $150,000. Intel released the 1.3 GHz Celeron processor featuring a 256 kilobit level 2 cache and 100 MHz system bus. Prices would start at $118. And Microsoft released version 7 of Visual Fox Pro for Windows. 2004, the Mars exploration rover Spirit lands successfully in the Gustav crater on Mars at about 4:35 UTC. 2005, Stanford Wallace, widely dubbed the Spam King, reached an agreement with the Federal Trade Commission to refrain from sending unsolicited advertisements until the federal case was brought against him and the agency was resolved. The cases alleged that Wallace had used spyware to distribute spam and offered ineffective tools to users for disinfecting their computers. 2006, at CES, Philips and Samsung introduced the first Blu-ray disc players to the United States market. The Philips model was the BDP9000, and Samsung was the BD-P1000. Philips also announced the all-in-one triple-writer Blu-ray disc drive for personal computers. Also in 2006, Palm released the Palm Trio 700W, which was the first Trio to feature the Windows Mobile operating system. It would be produced in partnership with Microsoft and Verizon Wireless. 2009, the RIAA ends relations with MediaCentury, the company tasked in gathering evidence for people that illegally share music. And in 2012, Yahoo named Scott Thompson CEO of the company. Thompson was president of eBay's e-payment service. He would continue that role until May 13th, when he resigned from the position after they found he lied on his resume. And that's your day in tech history. My name is Jeffrey Powers, www.dayintechhistory.com. All the show notes are over at wikizine.com, Geekazine's wiki. And of course, you can like the Facebook page and follow Twitter at Day in Tech Hist. Until tomorrow, take care. Day in Tech History is copyright 2015, JMP Enterprise and Geekazine.com.